sacrifice that being the weak side. Like, if it would be crazy to just leave Rumble up there and say, yeah, Xin Zhao's pathing up to you, good luck, have fun. So I would work, by the way. This has to work.
His game is in such a dire place. We can't get this to work. Is Saburo ready? Are we going to see it? We're stuck in the bush.
Clicking so
the vision.
far.
Saburo takes the bait. He takes the bait. He's going to go down.
Fine,
are they going to get him now as well? Saburo gets flashed on by both Weibo. And that's going to be JJ with the help of...
So, like, it feels really awkward to just recall and click on the dragon. You don't really have the conditions for that. So maybe they're going to look top with Rizalt here. I would love that a lot more.
They are going to look. Not level 6 there for Wei just yet, but Rookie's going to pop that Realm Warp, try to get Zika, try to get a little bit of the gold back at the 3-talent strike with the Chains of Corruption. Does all connect. The Equalizer misses the minion wave by a little bit, and that'll be some recompense for IG. Meanwhile, on the bot side, that double is going to miss from Dway, and now the lockdown comes Photic's way, and JJ gets his first kill of the game. And that's going to
timer soon here. But unfortunately, Photic, from his previous flash burn,
Xiaohu was trying to lean. He was trying to go for a play on a Rookie, but the play has been put onto him. Wei ends up saying hello.
That's why I really like going the Ghost into Azir, whether it's Ryze or Syndra or honestly a lot of champs, just because movement speed is so useful.
Oh, the flash from JJ right onto Rookie's face, and he goes down. That's going to be a level 6 JJ now. Wei coming over, does have the Crescent Guard available, can block a decent amount of damage, but also can dish it. JJ is going to try to find his exit here. Arha is doing a decent amount of poke, and that was truly a kill set up by Arha right there on the Rookie.
Yeah, I can't help but just be a bit surprised as to how chaotic this game is. I mean, I'm so surprised we got even
Arha
more
is
combat
a menace
here. But yeah, like to have Rumble die and then Photic die thereafter.
Oh!
Beautiful ulti from Photic.
Get baited. Wei just takes the easy cleanup kill. Arha caught with his mistakes, and now the dragon cannot be finished by Weibo.
That is so convenient for IG. They get the beautiful kill onto the extremely aggressive Arha, immediately into the Drake start as well that Pantheon probably otherwise would have gotten. So it's not like it's just one Drake. It's also like the opponent gets -1 as well. So that is so huge. Meanwhile, Sobro here is just so grateful that that's how it's looking down there. He's going to be up like 16 CS, but JJ's here.
They're going to go fisticuffs now. He's got a level advantage on him, but he has a lot of damage. Crescent Guard's going to be used. Rookie comes over the Realm Warp. Here comes Xiaohu, though. Big sweep under the turret. Wei just tries to go for the kill, but dies. That's a big pick from Xiaohu. Unk's got hands, baby.
Yeah, Xiaohu says, I wasn't really liking that fight. And meanwhile...
Now they find the little bit of an angle onto Saburo. He is very strong, though. He's level 9, does have the barrier, but he's not strong enough to get away from the damage of Weibo. He gets answered in the top lane.
And yeah, Sobro there, that death is not quite as excusable as the first one. I mean, Pantheon sacrificed so much to kill him the first time. That time you should have known, and more combat.
The flash from Arha, you madman. That's going to be the encore coming in, but here comes JJ with a flash Q to get the kill. Arha is not going to survive. Photic gets a little bit of mana back, but he will be taken down as well by JJ, who goes on to a 5 prison, and he is out of there.
That is a shame indeed. We're committing the 4 champs up there, and Zika just completely leaving them none the wiser, flashing out with his Nimbus Cloak. That is so good because the commitment from IG is so much to try and make a cross-map play on the opposite side of this dragon. Now let's see what Weibo does because they have a turn of their own here.
A lot of gold here as well with that bot lane, and here comes their play on top side. They are fully committing to this. Grand Starfall not available, so Didia will just have to walk his way there. It looks like they call off the play. The turret is gone. It'll be the first turret of the game going in favor of IG. Here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow right onto the Realm Warp from IG, and the Wombo combo Haymaker onto Arha.
Okay, I must admit, that did give me some low-key goosebumps. I have not seen such a good cross-map play, and it's going to have more.
Oh no, Saburo misses the Chains of Corruption, but it doesn't matter. He's got all of his teams there, as everybody except...
Sobro is looking pretty strong here, but you don't want to be grouping yet.
That's going to be the swoop and dupe there for JJ as he gets the kill over as Rookie has fallen. Now Wei going to rely on the TP coming in from Sabora to really help out. The Dusk and Dawn is going to be doing work here, but they do lose Wei. The frontliner is gone for IG. They traded one back, but Sabora will soon fall just off the back of it to JJ, who gets another kill. Another big pick onto Wei, and he's just going to go down the long-range shot from Zika. The red carpet is rolled out.
The inventories, nothing is too scary here. I mean, the Jhin inventory could be a lot. Both junglers have Sundered Sky Cleaver. You can posture here as IG. It is difficult, but you can.
They'll move in. Enchanted Crystal Arrow will hit onto Zika, actually, and they did get a prison onto Elk. That's going to be an encore onto 3 members. JJ trying to cleanse out and trying to get out, but he can't do it. Now they get 1 kill in return. Xiaohu going for the sweep, and that's the Emperor of Shurima to you, as that's going to be a full, clean sweep of the fight, and that's going to be Dragon for Weibo as well. The only 2 members left are Saboro and Rookie, and maybe they try to find a pick somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Xiaohu must be a fan of the Party Rock Anthem because every day he's shuffling, baby. Come on. I mean, that he didn't even have to flash or nothing. Just a quick EQR light business. They're going to get the second Drake, and the gold lead not increasing all too much, but it can't help but feel like the game state is crumbling, completely deletified. But meanwhile, in the top and bot lane, they don't care about the mid lane tower.
Yeah, coming to save old Zika here. He's going to find Saboro, and unfortunately Saboro is just an ADC, even though he was playing in top lane, and a 8-1 Pantheon will grace Summoner's Rift here for Weibo and for Diedzie, as Photic trying to go fancy feet. Oh, didn't get that one. 4th shot. This is the one that matters. Oh, he hit it. All right. Well, Elk just has the better of Photic. He's going to dodge out of another deadly flourish, but Weibo just going to keep pressuring, keep pushing the buttons of IG.
Yeah, overall, it's pretty good that you're able to trade on the opposite side lane with Ryze slaying Azir there, but they're going to go ahead and try raising this tower. There's still a whole extra play here. This is pretty big to have your tower survive the Rift Herald, but I don't know if they can keep this standing much longer. Elk is pressing every click forward here. I mean, it just seems like a matter of time before he raises this.
Keep trying to pressure, but that I gotta say, that tier 2 in the side lane, yeah, it got a lot of value, and we actually didn't see this here. The Realm War coming through, and I was wondering why Xiaohu was dead. He got ganked, and they lose a tier 2 tower because of it and his life.
Yeah, that's the kind of look that you do need here as IG. You have to have some kind of favorable outcomes take place. This looks pretty cheeky. I'm not sure if Sobro is going to show here. I would expect him to shadow behind. And I don't think it's going to necessarily net them anything. I feel like it's pretty likely this is a fight, though.
Zika took the bait. TP going to come in. Equalizer is there clearing the wave. The TP is going to be a little bit late, but JJ and Arha are here. TP arrives. Xiaohu just gets obliterated outright. A double kill for Saboro. That Dusk and Dawn is doing so much damn work right now. A triple kill for Saboro. We asked, is he going to be the one to step up? Can he be the one? He's got a quadra kill now. He's looking for the penta, but it's going to be Rookie and the rest of the team locking down Elk. One more piercing arrow. No! It's going to be taken by Photic!
Oh, that was his moment to ascend from the Saboro to the Shy, but he couldn't quite get the Penta. So beautiful, though, for IG. How did they find that? God.
It's called Dusk and Dawn. It's this new item that they introduced in League of Legends in 2026. Vision, they will be able to know that Weibo don't want to commit, and Elk gets flashed on by Rookie. Rookie will have a little bit more damage back there onto Zika as well. They do end up getting the flash.
Can find him, because if not, this Varus is just a wrecking ball destined to take out Weibo's Nexus.
Unfortunately, we're also starting to see where Elk is losing a little bit of his value, maybe gaining. Oh, if he didn't miss those 2 shots, maybe he missed his 3rd. He hits the 4th, but it's onto the tanky target, and now Xiaohu will get double locked down, but does get away from majority of it. Elk trying to show his worth now, trying to look for a dancing grenade, goes for the kill from Diedzie onto Wei, but that'll still be the flank getting locked down by Weibo. They finding pieces, they're finding the puzzle here. They just need the corner pieces, and it looks like Weibo are going to corner in IG. Wei is going to try to get 1 kill back, can't do it. Diedzie gets the kill there.
I mean, thankfully, Wei gets a lot of damage down there before going down himself. That's probably going to prevent Weibo from starting up this Baron, but there's a lot of fruit. There's a Karma. Their health bars are going up. They want to fight this. They want an aggressive look here.
I don't know. This is dangerous. No Big ults except for the Realm Warp there, and Rookie just obliterates Arha. That's going to be a deadly first. It does connect. The double is going to land, getting the root onto Xiaohu. The Baron still at a little bit more than a quarter. It's going to heal up, and Rookie is looking for a little bit of a flank angle. He knows he can just one and being able to try to find now these next fights coming up with the Dragon in about a minute. It would be that sole point for either side. But right now, Weibo are pressuring up topside, trying to clean up some of the standing gold on the map. And Xiaohu will take down the outer turret and pop the sun.
That fact, and let's see if Rookie can take over this fight with his gold lead.
Oh, and Jay Crystal on Elk. He cleanses but dies. Saburo puts him in the dirt. It is now a 4v5 ahead of this Dragon. I think IG will take those odds.
Yeah, and this is a moment where your cortisol hits the roof as Weibo. You are so concerned about what's going to happen next. Your most valuable member, the MVP president, just goes down without the enemies using anything. He's just one in Chana Cristolero. He's cleanses and dead. You have to stop them from getting Baron somehow here, and it's not going to be easy.
Almost like he got hit by a bazooka. I don't know, man. But in the end, it's going to be a little bit of a setup from Weibo. And I'm wondering now if they feel confident to even set this up. This is a traditional T1 play here with the Realm Warp into the pit. But it is going to be IG burning down the Baron. Didye not looking like he wants to go for it. Does have Flash. Can't go for the smite. Didye misses it. It's going to be Photic that gets the Baron. The Equalizer is going to do some work, but Didye trying to get back over the wall, but doesn't have any exit tools. His GA will be popped. Xiaohu trying to do some damage over there as well, but I don't think he's going to have nearly enough. The Encore hits on a double, and now they're going after Xiaohu. Xiaohu has to go gold, and he's already used Emperor's Divide and Way. Goes for the kills. That's going to be a double for Photic.
Oh, it's just so beautiful and glorious. I mean, why is this so complicated for people to understand? I swear. Like, if you just kill the most OP carry, just flip the Baron and win the flip. It's not that hard.
Okay, well, they end up finding a little bit of a recompense here. It's going to be Rookie just using this damage profile to run the members of Weibo down. He wants to kill Elk. Can't do it with the bounce there in the end, but they did end up finding a little bit of a pick onto Zika, and that should be the push down mid lane. With this Baron buff, they could go for permanent damage here.
And that's what I love about League, and that's what I love about LPL is, just think about 2 minutes ago, we would have never seen this coming. IG's literally knocking on the door, Mazel.
They are. Do they have what it takes to finish the job here? You gotta remember, the last time these teams met, they did not win a game, but now they're on the cusp of winning their first in this best of 5. And they will just end up taking the inhib, backing off, getting some of that healing back, and resetting on the map.
I mean, I am still just in awe about how they went from the back foot to this. This curtain call is a prayer, as is this Pantheon.
My God. Desperation, did you?
Why are they clicking forward, Mazel?
Oh, IG took the bait. IG took the bait. Oh, no, it's the entirety of Weibo that just surrounded them. That's the IG team faltering at the last moment. In the moment of greatness, they lose 2 key pieces to the puzzle. And now 5 members of Weibo don't have anything to go grab out on the map.
I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. All they had to do was just escape the recall cancel range, and they would have walked out of there with the highest percentage chance of winning the game they could have possibly dreamed of. But now this game is, again, anyone's battle. That's a really huge momentous moments, and run with them, because IG has been given the blessing of a lifetime here. It's just a matter of how fast can they run, or will their mistakes catch up to them?
You gotta remember, oh, they found Saburo. He does still have the flash, but he just goes down. He ends up not using his flash, and now Weibo, they smell blood in the water. Xiaohu tries to go for the kill. That's gonna be a 4th shot that lands from Elk. It hits home, and all of Weibo strike into the hearts of IG. Elk's gonna outplay Rookie too, and IG have lost everything.
And they might have something here if this blue man can run like Forrest Gump.
He's got the moves. Oh, he doesn't have the moves fast enough. He's got Realm Warp, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough to get out. He's going to try to get some damage back.
Okay.
Elk gets taken down. Rookie trying to get as much back, but he gives 1,000 gold over to Didye, and now Wei will end up paying the price as well. He goes down to a double kill to Didye.
All right, but we can't help but take stock of, is this dragon going to be last hittable? I'd like to see them maybe try and get the fruit and play with that HP, but I mean, that is just such a difficult spot to play from. Anyway, I was touching on that Void staff.
Zika just gets 2-tapped by Rookie, loses so
much.
JJ just wants to go for Rookie. Rookie going to flash away. JJ now in some trouble. He has the GA. He has some time. Weibo are going to try to forfeit the fight now. Maybe Xiaohu actually looking for a little bit of backline access onto Sapporo, who's going to pop the barrier. That's still going to be JJ falling immediately. Wei still has his GA. Xiaohu getting caught by Photic. Xiaohu going golden, but he will be left to rot. And IG gonna find a third pick. All it takes is one mistake, and Weibo were the ones that made it. IG take full control.
They have no mid wave, so they're not going to be ending mid here.
Elk and Arha to make the defense here, Fools.
He's got cleanse coming up any second now. Do they know that he has got flash? I mean,
they can't wave clear though. They don't have the wave clear.
12 seconds, 13. Sure they do.
I think that's just the
but
inhib.
Can they even get the Baron
the
now? This was such an expensive tempo decision. You already know that Weibo's going to be sprinting at this soft Baron contest. Oh no. Pantheon has ult, Mazel.
Well, last time both junglers missed smite, so maybe it's not up to the junglers this time, as we'll see if he can get in the pit. It's going to be burning down so quickly. He's got to use it now if he wants to do it. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out perfectly timed. Elk just gets absolutely chunked. Grand Starfall way too late from JJ, and now Weibo look like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off, but maybe they can form one giant chicken Mechazord as they take one down. It's Rookie already gone. JJ baiting the entirety of IG while Weibo surround them. They no longer have the Realm Warp. They no longer have the exit. And IG, they are going to try to walk their way out with the Baron buff. It looks like they'll be successful. Dway maybe left a little bit to his own devices here.
I mean, they just got circled like sharks. They're just being corralled.
Zika's a little bit far away from the team. He's going to have to connect, but he might have a good angle. And Chance Crystal Arrow comes in. That's going to be the Mikhail's at least. JJ going to try to go back in. JJ, he gets it. He hits the dragon. That's the soul going to Weibo. Now it's going to be them trying to exit here. They do not want to take the fight. They're going to try to get out with this Baron buff, at least on Xiaohu. I think JJ might be in a little bit of trouble, though, with IG giving them a little bit of their own medicine. Grand Starfall exit as he takes the smoothest side lane. They're using double solo laners down here. Try to potentially catch Zika.
Oh, he could have gone for the R flash there.
They saw him.
Maybe Zika reacts to
that. They're going to try to burn the Baron.
They're going to start up the Baron here.
All right, what's the play going to be, IG? You've got decisions to make. The decision right now is to try to push the base. They're going to try to end the game. Baron is going down low. JJ going to smite that one away. They got to try to get out. They got to try to get to the base. The TP is coming in from Xiaohu. He should be there to defend. Wei tries to stop him. The Encore isn't fast enough. They are going to try to get out now. Grand Starfall coming in. Photic gets chunked there as now Elk opens up shop. The curtain call is there. It's going to be a double kill for JJ, and another one goes to Elk. The base defense is strong, and Weibo find another one.
Yeah, and Sobro trying to clear the wave before they get to it, but this Rumble's not too okay with that.
It's not enough. It's like watching Jason Voorhees hunt down his victims in the movies. Zika finds Sapporo.
Yeah, it's just so well played from Weibo there. Xiaohu being able to TP out, preventing IG from ending. You can't possibly clear this wave, can you?
Let's see, did Rookie have enough in the tank here? His last remaining member, still about 20 seconds for Dway. The base is crumbling. Weibo, they look to finish it ahead of that longest game. They don't want to be in that marker, and Rookie is going to be the final one to fall. The Bastion has crumbled. Weibo in a back-and-forth game one. Take game one of this best of 5.
Rookie here. It's a very, very bold choice, given that Malphite was already drafted. I mean, I think Malphite, it's a bit of both, right? Because, of course, you're picking an assassin into a tank. That was just kind of a stutter step. Didn't want to get seen by the ward on that particular frame. But he's going to get away with the crab. No shenanigans, no Wukong. This is shenanigans, though.
I don't think he's going to make it in time, but now Arha is by himself. It's going to be trying to get the bubble off is the big thing for Arha. He's not going to have help. Elk is on his way, but he's so far away, and Arha's going to take a brunt of damage. The heal comes through. The turret is going to get a couple shots off. Wei will end up having to fly. He is still alive, but Photic and Dway have made their presence known on the bot lane.
Yeah, extremely aggressive out of Photic there. Luckily, Malphite is still level 5. He's not going to ding 6 here, but with no flash...
Oh, this is bait, though. This could be JJ finding some kills here. He's going to go for the slowdown, goes for the clap. Photic will get shielded up. He does have the Lulu waiting for it to fall, and just one slap of the face gets him down. That's going to be the flash from JJ after the rock follows him. They've got eyes, and it's apparently in the hills. JJ finds himself 2 kills in the bot lane.
Yeah, the level 5 Malphite gank double kill is not one you see every day, but just really well played from JJ. Uses the Fog of War fully to his advantage, waits for that shield to fall up, slaps him, has the Q on the other guy. Boom, that's a double. Meanwhile,
Rookie with his elite chroma of the IG World Championship LeBlanc skin, getting a little bit of damage down. Now looking for his own right back on the JJ, who took the engage after he hit level 6 over Wei and gets himself another kill, but this time he'll give the credit over to Xiaohu.
yeah, and I think I just saw a smirk befall Xiaohu's face.
Oh, Rookie
Maybe
wants the kill.
Rookie's
Just
turn
one
to
more
smirk.
auto. He
No.
can't do it. Point for Weibo. Meanwhile, IG going to respond with their own. Wei has hit level 6. His Cyclone will be massive in these fights, and they will get the first dragon of the game. There is still the Grubs on the other side of the map, and that'll be the next contest point.
Yeah, it's such an interesting story to this game because IG came out swinging, having gold leads on every champ with Wei getting that first blood down there. But it's funny how the butterfly effect works in this video game, Mazel, because the Wukong having to expend this flash on the first blood did end up coming back to bite him. He was looking mid, he died to having no flash. He's going to play down here.
All right, they're going to try to get the tidal wave onto 2. Does a beautiful job. Wei will go down. Another turret shot goes on a Photic. That's a 2 for 1. Oh my god, they're looking for even more here. They're trying to get Wei down in the end. The bubble connects. Arha about to solo down Wei. He's going to take the bait, go back in with the Cyclone, try to get the kill. The flash comes through. Wei goes down to the fish. And harder here. About a 1.5k lead early into the game. Photic might be the unlock for IG, though. They built this comp kind of around him, but now he's getting bursted, and the bot lane just goes down to a 2v2. JJ wasn't even there. Wei just abandoned Photic and now just gets ulted, and he might just die. Unstoppable force. JJ has logged onto the surf.
Yeah, you don't see this every day with the support having the 4-digit gold lead, but they have to find something on the map.
Zika in a little bit of trouble. He has the Mega Gnar. He's going to get the double wallop, and Saboro almost goes down. The turret shot's not going to be enough, and that will be a nice, clean pick from IG on top.
So we'll see with this Drake up in 10 what happens.
Zika getting pounced on again. Saboro already popped the Dominus. There's the CC chain, and Saboro picks up this kill as Zika will falter for the second time. It's going to be Weibo taking the dragon as the payment for his life.
Yeah, this is reminiscent of last game when it was actually IG who gave the objective and found a look with the Rise. Sometimes you just want to give the objectives and make the cross-map play, which is exactly what IG did just then.
Tidal wave. Oh my god, look at the damage on the Photic, but it's not enough at the end of Rocket Barrage. He wants to hit one more. He goes for the flash, gets Wild Growth. Beautiful play from Dway there as Elk is trying to survive, but he cannot. It's going to be Xiaohu that comes in and closes the door on IG's hopes on this fight. It's going to be a little bit of a rebuttal from Wei. Gets out there and kills JJ. Flashes away from the weirding of Xiaohu, and IG come away with the gold lead. The name of the game for the long plan for IG. Meanwhile, Saboro has overstayed his welcome. He took the journey, but didn't have any way out. And now he'll be surrounded by 3 members of Weibo. Try to get as much damage as he can down, but surely and surely he will fall. As now Elk just gets pounced on by Rookie and Photic, and there's that damage I was talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to be fully honest. The death that Elk just took feels so much worse than the death Saboro just took. I mean, he was able to clear the whole wave as Renekton there, where Elk, he just pulled up. He literally just left the fountain, man, and he just got...
big ticket item here to get those engages off. Meanwhile, Arha was starting the back, but stops it. Elk getting caught here, potentially. Gonna Valkyrie over. That bubble didn't hit anybody, unfortunately, and they will lose their bot lane. Arha with a nicely timed flash actually escapes, but Elk will fall for a 4th time in the game. And when we came into the series saying Elk is the piece that makes the difference here for Weibo and time again, that piece is making the difference right now, and it's not in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you don't FF, and this is why you don't remake, because as scuffed and chopped as this game looked, just a few minutes ago, suddenly IG is finding everything.
JJ just leaves himself out there. He might die in the mid lane now. Xiaohu gonna get flashed on by Rookie and just doesn't have mana. Dragon still up. Weibo want to go for mid.
Yeah, really big chunk on an Elk from Rookie there. You want to make sure you can get this Dragon without losing the tower. Sobro's getting his ult, I mean, in what, like 10-15 seconds? Can they kite them out here?
Rookie trying to go for a chain, can't hit it in the end. Weibo circling together strongly, but don't find much in the end. And Dragon will just be left to IG as well, so that'll be the second Dragon for them.
Yeah, really good scenes for IG here to not only get the Drake, but also to defend the mid tower, fully backing Weibo off, with just Rookie playing it real nice and slow, just getting his poke in, as he said, poking and prodding, just whittling them away with these chunks that this look. But you know, kind of like Vi, it's gonna be a bit tough. You're gonna need to have the smite up. The Banshees just makes it that much easier to counterplay. Here we go.
Find Elk. He was transitioning over to the team and he just died. You can't leave him out like that. That's like putting your gold gems on the table in front of a thief.
Yeah, and IG ready to snatch that up and be the burglars of this game too right now. I think they want to burgle this Baron as well.
I mean, he's got 5 deaths. This is the all-pro ADC. This is not a typical performance from him in game 2, and right when IG needed it most to get some momentum back in this series. It's going to be a bait and a half by IG onto JJ. They didn't have any vision, and he will pay for it. Wei finds the kill. They go back to the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a lack of synergy or communication there. Dropping the Redemption down for Vision at the same time the JJ's walking up into engage range there. You can only wonder if JJ should have just taken a bit more time. They want to contest regardless.
Yes, so as I said, now or never. Xiaohu hits the big one with the Malignance there as well. Zika overextends. He's trying to get his Mega Gnar bar. The chains are going to connect, and immediately Arha is just taken away from this world. Elk finally joins the fight and finally finds some damage. That's going to be a big pick for Weibo. They're going to continue the Baron. It was already about half health. Rookie is still alive, but I don't think he has what it takes to take them down here.
I mean, this could be the heist of a lifetime, and it looks like it's going to be, because IG taking the really respectful line of just giving the Baron after making the colossal blunder, the biggest mistake we've seen this game. And it looks like Weibo,
but they're going to die. They got to kill it.
They're trying to get JJ in smite range, and they're not even going to concern themselves over Erha.
It wasn't
Poor
fast
guy.
enough. Potential win conditions, these scaling factors for both teams, Foles.
Well, the big deal here, you have a Malphite with Flash R. If you can find Lulu, she's dead. If you can find Yunara, she's dead. But Yunara has the Flash, LeBlanc has the W. These squishy characters are going to be able to evade it. Lulu having no Flash is a prime target, though. So, again, we got to be looking at JJ, what positions he's looking for. And you know Xiaohu is going to be dunking together with him.
The other side for IG, got to be looking at the engages from Saburo. I feel like he's going to have a much louder presence in these fights if he can find the right angles. Right now, Weibo are just making IG bleed across the map. Don't even care that it's up in 30 seconds for the Dragon. They are just doing lasting damage to the face of IG.
Yeah, but we got a TP coming in here.
Arha is completely left out. They're going to TP late. Arha is going to try to outplay Saburo. Saburo tries to go to the other side with the slice and dice, and a lot of reservation coming through from both sides. Saburo had the angle. Now Rookie looking for the long flank.
Oh, the sweeper
spotted
spots
out
in.
Instantly. Ult. JJ just said, "Let's go, buddy."
Yeah, I mean, this is really good for IG if they can play it slow.
Zika starting to farm up the Mega Gnar. Elk goes forward with the Valkyrie. That was bold from Elk. He might have just thrown it, but he goes over the wall there. Now it's Xiaohu with the big haymaker over the top. It's the double weirding, and it's about to get a little bit more weird. It's a triple kill for Xiaohu, make it a quadra kill.
And can he find the possible penta here that Sobro could not last game? You're going to end up destroying the whole Nexus here. That's what I said. I mean, as soon as you see the Wombo combo from the Aurora and the Gnar, I mean, that's got to be GG, man. That's a Synapse Mad movie clip if I've ever seen one.
Oh my God, there's no way they end the game right here. It was a almost 4,000 gold lead for IG. Rookie is about to fall. He's going to go down. He goes back to his clone. He's still not. Penta kill for Xiaohu.
We get the quadra for IG in game 1, But Xiaohu does them one better, delivers them the pentakill to take the series lead 2-0 from IG. Weibo taking us to match point off of Xiaohu's pentakill.
I cannot believe what I just watched.
The team actually already has Jarvan Rakan, so picking MF can mean you're really quite vulnerable into that. The Nautilus is going to be pretty helpful to help peel that Rakan. I mean, you've literally
they're gonna fall for it. They feel so safe now with that setup in the river, but it's gonna be Wei showing up first on bot side. He's waiting to try to get the combo. They actually go full frontal onto Arha. He's pretty tanky now though, and Elk has been topping shots on the Photic. He's gonna flash for him, can't get the kill in the end, and now Elk has found himself in between a rock and a hard place. Can he get one more? No, that'll be 2 quick kills.
Say, this one is the most promising by far. The only thing wrong with this early game is that Rookie has no flash.
They're gonna try to punish that now. They got to be a little bit careful. They do have the blast cone there for Rookie, buying so much time. The flash play with the damage from the gauntlets gets JJ the kill for Wei.
Sure why he must have thought Photic's not gonna flash out there. Maybe he mischecked the
solo bolo.
Bolo.
We're gonna take a look back.
I would imagine maybe he dings 6 here, or he just hits everything on the flashless Saboro here. The Q2 is going to flash auto. There you go. Saboro having no flash from before. Did we see him
two
flash previously?
punishes already.
I can't remember why Saboro has no flash.
He probably fell under the trade. He was pushing under turret. Maybe he had used it earlier. But Dragon is started up by IG. They've got about half health in the move up from bot lane. Weibo want to contest this, though. They feel like their pieces are strong. They've got level 6s coming in. That's going to be a big heroic entrance, but it's Rookie who's starting to stack up some of these Spirit Rush charges. Double taunt is going to land. I'm trying to get Elk some damage here, but he's not even close to level 6 yet. It's the IG fighting strength that shows through. Elk doing a sidestep the grand entrance, but get hit straight in the face with a charm from Rookie.
Beautiful charm flash from Rookie to seal the end of that.
There's a reset coming through from Weibo's side of things here, though. So they'll get back out on the map, potentially go up towards this top side. But I know something we talked about earlier in the game was the fact that, you know, if Photic can get to a late game scaling potential, he will be able to just pick up. Still item differential in the top lane, though. Still have the Eclipse versus just a garage sale at least. Meanwhile, we're getting the play. Arha beautifully flashes away from the charm. Bullet time coming across. Now the depth charge connects as well. This is some of that teamwork that Weibo were waiting for. They were like a tiger waiting in the bush for its prey.
Not running away. I'm running at you the long way around. And Xiaohu knew that. He said, oh no, if Rookie gets this recall up, he's going to run at me the long way around. So he decides to interrupt it with the Proto Belt to no avail.
Dragon did end up going over to IG. Now IG looking for the play in the mid lane. Xiaohu does not have flash and is running straight into Saboro. And we talked about team-wide comp, team-wide damage. Well, it looks like IG giving Weibo a little bit of their own medicine here.
Yeah, I mean,
all but abandoned top lane and just decided to go mid lane, try to get the turret as a whole. If he gets this, that's a huge influx of gold as well, as they would get first turrets. The final minion just needs one more slash, and he takes it. Saboro
he has flash, but one instance of CC, he is just dead.
Saboro overstayed his welcome, and now he's just going to be bruiser down. He's the Grim Deliverance again. He won't get his passive, the cease and desist, and Xiaohu laying the alley-oop in.
Yeah, Saboro really close to getting the res there. I mean, I think he actually lives if he reses. I don't think Nautilus would be able to reach him. And the amount of healing that he gets, I mean, he will be immediately taunted, and the Vi will be on top. It would be close. I mean, he might still die there. If anything, you can live with this as Saboro. You're getting the Rift Herald. You get to keep your passive. Life goes on. I mean, Vi has no ulti, and now we get to see IG aggress into this top side after that play from Weibo.
I gotta ask though, this game plan is kind of weird from Weibo, right? Like, I'm not the only one that's feeling awkward right now. They are just completely just ignoring anything that IG do, except for now when Zika shows up and Rookie just dies under turret. Okay, well, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. Public execution to come in with the lockdown from the dredge line, and that is all she wrote for Dway as well.
Yeah, so remember when I peered into that crystal ball and I saw some kind of a future timeline? This is kind of the looks I was seeing. This Ambessa champ just steamrolling them there. That was just a 2v3. They killed 2 people and both have full HP still. So, I mean, they are just steamrolling them.
The craziest thing about this is IG have 100% neutral objective control. They've gotten 2 dragons, they've gotten all 3 grubs, they've gotten the Rift Herald, they got first turret, they got everything. It hasn't mattered. It simply
Rez, and he can play.
Uh-oh, Photic loses a massive chunk of his health, does have to flash away from the heroic entrance. It's going to be the grand entrance used by Jway. Pulled back in, the Cataclysm comes through. Here comes the Grim Deliverance onto 4, but he doesn't have his passive. He's trying to get away, but he gets dusted by Elk. Rookie has been waiting behind the entire time, but can't do anything. IG go for the Rift Herald play. Can they do something? Oh my god, that was despicable! Children, look away. Your GOAT Rookie has just been taken down by his head. It's going to be a 5-man knockup for the Rift Herald, but it's going to leave Way in a place of hurt. Weibo come to town and take everything from Invictus Gaming, including their jungler, JJ.
And this is what the LPL is just all about. It doesn't necessarily matter which team is supposed to win a team fight or how the team fight is supposed to go. Absolutely. Doesn't get 100 to 0 like that. But they're completely throwing the game. But you can still last hit this Ocean Dragon somehow, some way. And perhaps the magic of the Ocean Soul can carry you from this spot.
4-man strong, about to be surrounded by IG. Maybe this is the redemption play. They're scared. Jway was terrified to take that engage. They don't feel like they have the tools. There's a public execution straight on a Rookie. He's going to pop the Spirit Rush. He is away, but that's going to be a panic moment for Rookie for sure.
Yeah, you would love to get a Spirit Rush, completely dodging the public execution altogether so that you can keep your HP, but he's going to perhaps TP back. I suppose you just have to give this now. And that just begs the question, are they going to get another chance at a win? IG found themselves in spots where they should be winning 60-70% of the time, and they just keep finding ways to not do so. I don't know how, I don't know why, but IG is definitely a solid team. They just need to figure this nonsense out. And I don't think that this game is any easier than the previous.
Try to pick Elk, but the heroic engine comes in, and the rest of Weibo come in as they go straight on to the engaged ticket of IG. Way is down. Rookie, even with his Spirit Rush, charges up. Will go down. Finally, Saboro makes the play, but he gets his res. Isn't going to be enough. Elk is now starting to fire away freely. Bullet time right over the top of his rezzing body as a secondary triple kill has hit Weibo, and that's going to be Photic and Jway getting lower and lower. The engage hits, but it's not nearly enough. The Baron buff is there, and they're pushing into the inhib turret, but I don't think they can. Photic doing a really good job of keeping some pressure on Weibo. I think if Weibo were freely able to do this, it'd be a much different situation, but at any time that these Mystic shots go out, they actually do a good chunk of damage. Oh no, Jway gets caught. It's all about 1cc chain, and that's what kicks it off, and Jway is the one that makes the mistake, that crucial mistake that we talked about so many times in this series. It's Weibo that pick another, and now maybe even looking is IG. They were trying to follow through on a Xiaohu. That might be a bold choice here, but it is going to be Weibo that play very reserved off the back of that pick.
Oh, if Zika gets this recall, it's
Grim Deliverance.
Just hooked, man. Here comes that 30% HP shield. You got to book it. Maybe smite this.
Barrage came through, but Zika is just going to find the answer with that TP. 5 men strong is Weibo.
Good if you have like really effective heal reduction. But, I mean, you've only kind of got this Immortal Reminder on MF. It's not really going to cut it. If you had some kind of a... Oh, here we go.
Oh, my God. They found another pick. Oh, this time it's on the way. And that's brutal. Just a snowball from hell. You wonder how snow exists there. Well, Weibo have found a way. Saboro gets the TP in, but it's way too little, way too late. And the Baron is in the eyes of the Beholder. That Beholder is Weibo.
Yeah, it's just so tricky to play on the tightrope of vision and positioning when the Baron is alive, because if you're too far, the enemy team is going to get the Baron. If you're too close, they're probably just going to engage on you and kill you. And so, of course, that's what Weibo finds here, getting themselves the Baron. And you know what's just so convenient about...
We knew exactly what Weibo were bringing to the table.
Yeah, they've been telegraphing this dive comp here with the Vi, with the Ambessa, and the Galio. I mean, the Nautilus was just such a good addition to the comp. You can only wonder if they should have banned it. Look at them just knocking on every door here that IG has. How can you possibly ward off all these intruders?
I mean, you've got a 2-level discrepancy between the top laners. You've got monumental advantages for Weibo across the board. Now JJ overextends his hand, but he has the GA. The turret's gone now, but they're going straight for the damage. They're going straight for the throat. Elk is flashing on the jungler of IG, and JJ, he's looking to get his revenge. Wei might have taken his spot on IG, but JJ will strike first in the playoff run of split number 1 here in 2026. They are circling the drain right now for IG. It's been desperation. Coming. It has been brutal, and it has been Weibo all series long. Thanos. One last gasp effort, and Rookie's going low. The general is down, and Weibo will find their day. They'll find their advantage, and they'll find this upper bracket run. They complete the sweep here of Invictus Gaming, and they'll go 3-0.
With Zika,
their scaling is clear. You have a winning bot side 2v2 with the Ashe and Seraphine that's been super consistent, a Vi that can make plays, a Poppy counterpick on the top side, and a scaling Azir that should be the strongest champion in the league.
Especially when you consider that Bin is meant to be a very strong part of this composition.
It's never a good sign when you have to say that, oh, well, the Mbessa is the least of my worries for a long-range engage. That's never, like, a good feeling, as Shun makes his way flash.
I care. Just died. He just dies at level 1. First blood, but answered by Guan as the junglers come out. Theoretically, you know, I'm not seeing contests, but maybe a deadly flourish or something.
Would be funny if we got a Jhin steal here, but no way to contest with Knight having to back off of that fantastic gank. Once again, it's Guan who's actually setting the pace in the early game. We talk about the scaling from NIP, but so much of that comes down to their ability to take towers and play these side lanes and be able to would have been a disaster if Azir falls, but now Dragon on the table and no mid laner.
China Crystal Arrow is going to CC him for a long time, but the follow-up Tempered Fate gives just enough time for BLG to come over and answer back. Curtain Call actually connects to find Shun, and it's 1-for-1 with Awesome trapped in the river. BLG could easily grab themselves another kill, but Awesome, with a nicely timed flash, will avoid being knocked back by the Satchel Charge Deadly Flourish. Will hold him up for just a second, and the Magical Journey takes BLG all the closer. Fourth shot not even needed as Knight will collect the kill with a bouncing bomb. And up in the top side, Hoya not having a good time, will be flashed on and solo killed by Bin.
Oh, it's a disaster.
Using the Steadfast ends up using a nice Emperor's Divide to survive against all odds.
Care having to pull off some pretty big plays, but he might not even be safe here on the Azir. So we get some combat in the mid lane here with Viper targeted by Gawan.
Viper has everything. He dies with everything. I was looking at that going, he has Flash, he has Cleanse. What could go wrong? Everything could go wrong.
I was right there with you, Dia. I was like, oh, he's got everything. He should be fine. Care. Oh, just barely gonna live the spear. Coming in from Shun. Oh, no. It's a disaster for NIP. He dies to the afterburn, as you call out, and that's free Dragon. Although Gawan going to be able to pressure it out for now, as Shun saying, yeah, you know, we're not even really all that focused on these objectives. We'll take the kills. We'll take the gold instead.
The magic 1-for-0 looked pretty good for NIP, but turning that into a 1-for-1 a little bit more awkward. Getting the Dragon, however, another turn in the favor of NIP. Their second Dragon of the game. Gold lead is not crazy just yet. 2.1k in the favor of BLG, when that is clearly what they've been prioritizing so far, and that could be reversed a lot further as Finn actually is going to spot Shuo on top side, but that will not stop this engage. In comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, which will go wide. Shuo still waiting on the Encore, is going to lock him up with the beat drop, and Bin 1v3, and not a whole lot of ways out, is going to go down.
Yeah, he's going to go down, and now going to potentially try and turn onto Guan. Here he gets bursted.
Did not have a chance to play the game there. That was all CC the whole way. He was sitting there with no chance to do anything, and Care may very well feel the same. Didn't have Flash, but did fortunately manage to get away with the shifting sands, leaving BLG wide open for a mid lane tower take.
This is exactly what we talk about with Billy Gaming and why Shun has been so important towards this team. It's no longer waiting for your opportunity to arise. It's saying, this is my opportunity. In terms of trades, so you're not going to be too concerned about that for either side with no objective spawning for over 2.5 minutes. It's going to be Knight taking that turret. You're going to be saying that a lot.
Very late if they're winning the whole time. NIP have bought themselves quite a bit of runway with that. You just have to make sure that the gold lead does not change that. Grand Starfall into the top side, and Hoya is absorbing a lot. that is not going to matter nearly as much.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It's not going to matter quite so much. No objective to even try and get priority over on the other side for NIP. So many resources put into killing that top laner, but again, what do you even take elsewhere on the map right now? BLG have done such a great job of setting up, but here's Knight.
When everybody on BLG can assassinate you from across the map, NIP know how to manufacture a situation where they get up close and personal. Knight going down, a big shift for NIP, and it gives them access to this mid lane tower, which they really want, especially because this whole time, Bin is hammering away on top side. Unfortunately, they will not get that chance as Awesome is forced to flash away. Flash forward from Shun, secures the kill, and now NIP got to get out of this curtain call as Guwan will manage to...
Of the Ashe is more than enough to be able to take down the ADC.
Oh my god, On goes in, he takes the journey! That looked too magical, but he will be able to walk this one a little further away at least. Mikhail's going to be used once again. Flash stun Guan into the wall, turns that around real quick for BLG. And now with Bin here as well, there's no way that BLG are losing that fight. No way that BLG are losing that dragon. They are taking whatever they want.
And that's not good for NIP. They need those dragons in order to have some sort of late game. BLG aren't even done. They're looking for Awesome.
Oh! I thought he was alive, but he was dead.
Where did he go, Dia? I saw him and then he was gone. He just disappeared off the map. I saw a Ziggs ultimate and then no more Ashe. It's incredible just how fast that champion gets bursted down, and this is the problem. This is the problem with giving Ziggs tower plate after tower plate, with giving him so much gold, is that he will be an assassin on the map. BLG not only win the fight, they get the dragon, they stop the stacking, they have full control of this game. They're up 6,000 gold. NIP's win condition is dwindling away. And BLG just showcasing why they've been considered one of the best teams in the LPL. Their dominance over this rift is astounding, and they keep pushing it forward.
Just like we talked about earlier, On is everywhere. He is mirroring Guan at every step. Shwo going to be filed in with him as Bin does get engaged on the bot side. Unlikely to win this 1v2, and it will remain a 1v2 as nobody is around to help Bin. A nice pick going NIP's way does help.
I mean, it's more gold. That's certainly nice. Bin has quite a lot of it on the Mbessa on the top side. You're going to need a couple of more of those in order to make full use of it. What do BLG do with this top side pressure? Now Guwan's looking to punish On, but Guwan could be in trouble here with the rest of BLG coming.
Yeah, On is the one who punishes here. This Bard has been insane. However, it is going to be caught by the Encore with his AD carry down. BLG in an awkward spot. Do still have On somehow walking out of that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It could be worse for NIP. You look at a lot of these exchanges and you just kind of assume that the worst is going to happen. They're able to at least get out with some gold. It's gone from a 6K lead to 4K1, but uh-oh. Bye, Awesome.
League of Ashe getting exploded when I think she's got at least a couple seconds more to live. The opportunity for BLG to pull off a play onto Care. Out goes the Tempered Feint. And forces Care underneath the tower. The Satchel Charge almost sure to do this one in, as there it goes. Another tier 2 claimed by BLG.
The BLG are going to be happy to start up. Viper, though?
Well, Viper's dead.
He's alone.
Viper is fine.
He's fine. He's winning. TP.
And there's a TP. This play has gone more wrong than I ever could have imagined. Public execution on Awesome. We'll take that Ashe away one more time. And an ult from Hoya helps speed the disengage from BLG along. I stand by what I said. Viper should be dead right now. And instead, Juan, Awesome, and Shwo are dead. If that doesn't say something about this game, I don't know what does.
One fearing the 2-2-7 Jhin, who is completely alone in the jungle.
Larger perspective with full information that we have. Looked like a really good one. Didn't quite work out. Maybe they make another here onto Shun, who is mid lane, clearing out some waves, but Guan is going on that long flank on BLG. This is going to have to be the play. This is going to have to be a game-winning flank from Guan.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do it soon, because I worry for NIP's sake that they might just be engaged on under their tower.
Shwo is gone. Guan is still walking towards the play. There's a full curtain call being channeled. Guan is still walking towards the play. Awesome is dead. Guwon has arrived at the play, and it is completely off screen as Viper finally is going to show up as Hoya dies, and Guwon is the last one left alive. BLG take everything while NIP are unable to close their jaws on a play fast enough. They're working on Nexus towers as Guwon is stuck under his inhibitor and dying for it.
Guwon going for the ultimate flank ends up finding the ultimate failure as BLG dominate their way. You do have things like Jason, Corki, and Nami, but if this Mundo Aurora in the middle of the map just doesn't have tempo, and if this topside from Renekton, Jarvan, Ahri, and with
play a little bit safer for the next few minutes, actually dipping in to refresh some vision for himself, as it is NIP.
This 2v2 would have been really going to be up to Hoya, who is kind of the lone player with a significant gold lead on the side of NIP.
And in contrast to game number 1, where we saw Awesome around the mid-game at least be the gold advantage, right now at the 10-minute mark, still lagging a little behind, and On with a flash and a double Pop Blossom is going to pick up not just first blood, but a double
BLG
kill.
are looking at a very, very clear gold lead.
And for those of you who may not have taken stock, Awesome and Zhuo did both die with Flash up in that scenario, which is going to be really important around the next Dragon should they want to contest it. But that contest is happening right now as On does go low, but a Cataclysm lands onto Guwon, who instantly gets taken down. The focus from BLG, unavoidable. On will be answered back as KR fakes getting out over the wall, but will be spotted out by sweepers and chased down in the jungle. First charm not going to land onto him, as Awesome is actually here to help him out. Maybe Kerr gets out of this. Maybe it's just a 1-for-1, but Knight says no, flashing over the wall to take down Kerr. Another charm landing. This should be the end of the play for BLG.
You would think, but Awesome's so far forward. He's just gonna die.
At all in this series, it is gold and at the cost of all else, should they need it. On gonna move on forward, maybe look for a small bit of damage, not quite an engage, onto Zhuo, but this is still a 2.6k gold lead for BLG and an Ezreal that hits like a truck.
Yeah, this Ezreal's doing a lot. Look at the item difference between these 280 carries. That's why BLG's walking forward here.
Also got Knight in the jungle as well. Cataclysm instantly onto Guwon. Going to be answered back by the tidal wave, and Kerr is here as well. So very quickly, you see Shun fall. Knight will be able to get away with the last 2 charges of his ultimate. Now Viper turns his attention on to Kerr, who has stepped a little too far forward, collecting a double kill on Guwon as well. Now, fortunately for NIP, they do get to move and take a little bit of the jungle. Will they get first tower, though? Is BLG actually in position to take this? And On in position to find another engage in the mid lane. Awesome is deleted, and Zhuo gets out alive. While all that's happening, Knight manages to pick up first tower, and Viper is answered back with a flash from Guwon, and maybe a double kill from Guwon in the mid lane.
He's not even done. Shun's gonna chase him down, but does he have the damage? Yeah, he's done. Shun's gonna be able to pick up the trade kill there, but that's a big shutdown going in favor of this Mundo. I can block the shock blast coming in from Hoya. Could have been very, very bad onto that Jarvan if it did end up landing. Still, overall, not a bad play. Even if you do get this Herald crashing into the mid lane, you don't take life here. You're certainly gonna feel comfortable with this, but at the end of the day, BLG not worried.
Who was sitting there on the flank. I was gonna call it a Giga flank, but then I remember what Guwon pulled in game 1, and nothing is quite Giga compared to that. BLG will take this Dragon. NIP choose not to contest for it, and their decision made is to back off and just grab a little bit of farm, K-Man. It's safe. It's not stylish, but it's safe.
I mean, this is the correct play in every universe here. The moment that you're not able to burst down that Jarvan before the fight starts, you have no way of being able to get back into this Ezreal poke. Very worth noting, Guwon goes Randuin's as his second item in this game. See how that ends up panning out for him as Knight. The target on the top side.
Likely going to be taken out as well. Pretty squishy on Ahri. Last auto will land, and it'll be Hoya that collects the kill. Bot side, however, things do not go NIP's way as Kerr will be taken out as well. Both mid laners falling, both mid laners going to be back at around the same time, but crucially, Hoya, a little bit of alone time, is going to get himself some gold on the top side and could look for more, as a dive is possible, and I say that as Bin teleports up at the top side, and suddenly it is not.
A dive is very, very unlikely against a Renekton with ultimate available here. It's actually Bin who's going to look to play aggressive. Even with them in range, he's going for
He's
it.
flashed forward. And Shun's here as well, which I suppose just denies any answer from NIP. That is a dead Jace. How does Guan will be frontlining once again, moving right on forward on top of BLG. Hasn't taken too much damage just yet, but NIP don't want to give up on this engagement. BLG appear to be saying, why? Why are you pushing this so hard? We still have Viper, who is still a monster, and now a teleport flank as well. Moving on forward. He's going to collect 2 in his Pop Blossom, turning that into kills for BLG as Hoya melts in front of Viper. Kair and Guan are running away through the jungle. Guan, to his credit, alive. But not much more to be said for him as Knight moves forward onto Kair. Not a care in the world, and Viper now should be able to collect the kill and will do so. Okay, shifting his way forward. Guan does get out.
He's trying to reach his 3rd item, but look at the inventory of Viper on the other side. He's a full item up. That means free 2nd Dragon here for BLG. LPL kill leaderboard. He's having a fantastic game on the Renekton despite going down early. Ends up picking up that kill on the top side, and he's going to continue to be a big problem. Kair's back. Oh, no.
See how many kills Knight can collect.
Knight should be pretty free to be able to come in here and secure this objective. It's actually going to come in the mid lane, so this fight's going to start without him here.
Guan wants to get into the pit and is going to be denied that with the Pop Blossom. Doesn't actually see Mundo, but it sets up for everyone else too. Guan eating a lot of damage, and the rest of his team's not having too much fun either. Shun still in the front line, still very much alive on this drive, and with a flash to secure a double knock-up. They'll turn that quickly into a double kill for Viper, a double kill for Shun, and an ace for BLG. The Baron, a foregone conclusion now for the squad.
It's just the wallets are too thick as Kair.
He's actually a monster.
No
Finds
way.
one kill.
No way.
Almost finds another. He does find another.
He's
Does
alive.
he save it? He's thinking about going back in. But Knight's here now. Baron's still likely going to be taken down. I don't see Kair returning to the scene of the crime here.
Yeah, he's just going to disengage, but like, what a play from Kair. That's actually a really valuable play for him to have made. You know, I was really confused about the teleport, but he saw the angle that I did not see, and at least get himself something. But the 10k gold lead would argue that, well, and maybe the dead body of Kair would argue that that wasn't as influential.
Yeah, as we come back to live, it doesn't seem like this intermediate step went too well for him. Being able to take 2 Barons off the table, great news, but being unable to defend the base does put NIP back in a little bit of a pickle. We'll take a look at how this happened once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ahri. It's Ahri, just finding the Aurora. All the tools burned and used. Yes, that is a very important distinction. Knight's Ahri, of course, a very legendary pick in the game of League of Legends. He is showing why in this game number 2. BLG looking to end this. They are pincering NIP in their own base.
Very scary when you are being pincered, but underneath your own inhibitor tower.
Oh, awesome.
Maybe 400 HP left on the man, is going to have to back away and quickly heal up. Unfortunately, that will not be quick enough to defend mid lane inhibitor tower, and unlikely to be inhibitor either, as remember, BLG still have all of this poke from Ezreal backing them up. They will end up starting back away, and on decides that's simply not happening. That is another kill going the way of BLG as Viper sits untouched in the back line. Awesome tries to back away, but Knight moves in and assassinates him. Now looks for Zhuo. Ahri is unstoppable, and Knight picks up a double, makes it a triple, and turns that into a game-winning moment for BLG.
Billy Gaming dominate 2 games in this series. They're 1 away from punching their ticket to upper bracket round 2, and they do so in, let's just say, game. There's really not a lot of ways for BLG to punish, even if that Misfortune and LeBlanc are going to be pushing forward. These are champions that do kind of want to snowball, and I don't think you have the best synergy here with the Lulu, who's not... Oh, we're already getting some action topside. Hoya's in trouble.
Unfortunately, not going to have a good time with this. Chain does go wide, but
the flash
from Knight will secure first.
Not for no reason, and now with no flash on the Kiana, that one champion that really dictates how this entire game will go has significantly less playmaking tools, and this could be a little bit difficult as I do walk up.
Oh no.
One's in trouble
It's
here.
happening again. He walks in thinking that he's safe, but he's not. Shun pops out of the bush and jump scares. Once again, it will be a 1 for 2 in the mid lane, but a double kill for...
Ping's coming down, actually, onto the invade here. They could look to dive. If they really wanted to do that. Hoya. Stolen ult!
That's big! Hoya answers back from minute 1.
Going to steal away some camps, but it will just be a trade of steals. Maybe on the top side
Same
here, they
thing
could look
happening
for a
top
dive on
side.
Bin.
Level 6
1 to
already
6.
for Guan, and Bin, no raid,
Oh, Knight's here.
nothing to do. In comes the Twisted Fate, and Care is going to help secure that kill, but Knight has roamed up to help things out. Actually might look for an answer onto Care as well. Does need to play a little careful with Hoya in the area, but...
Roa first, and completing Roa 7 minutes into the game is a really good feeling for a Twisted Fate that, you know, can really utilize these ults to open
Nice
up the
flash on
map.
him. This could get a whole lot worse. Shun already showing up in the mid lane. Doesn't have ult available just yet, but...
Caster Blessing on the bot side in game number 2. Caster Curse in the mid lane here for game number 3, with Care immediately dying with that Roa stack. Knight has 4 kills on this LeBlanc. He's moving to the top side as well. They want to dive this Sylas.
Could easily make it 5, and over the wall he goes. Hoya low, Hoya gone. And that is, I guess, not making it 5, since Bin did get the kill, but it's 5 in my heart.
Five in all of our hearts in terms of Knight's impact on this game. The best player in the league continues to fight as Viper unleashes on Awesome.
That was a nice bullet time. Is it enough? Last auto says it is, and Viper secures a kill on Awesome. Not able to step up into Zhuo, who could actually still take him down, but perfectly comfortable playing on the edge of that range and throwing in as much damage onto Karma as physically possible. BLG will be able to shove in yet another wave, and that means a gold lead generated bot lane, and the first time that we see BLG take the first dragon of the game.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. It's a 1.5k gold lead for the comp that scales a lot better. The one snowballing piece on the team is Knight, who has 4 kills. It's not looking good for NIP. Awesome is at a really tough series up until... Yeah, I imagine small bit of miscommunication is Knight. He's going to make his way out. Go1 continuing to at least steal away resources and camps as a bit of a CS lead, but...
His gold card expired, so he has literally nothing to say about this. As well, I thought had a read on the fact that this gank was going to happen, but instead is clearing camps in the area and will have to rotate down quickly. Supreme display of talent forces the flash on Viper. A cancellation of the bullet time as he plays underneath the tower, gets the extra growth, but is not going to, even with the wild growth.
Fed on this LeBlanc. He has been unbelievably good in this series up until this point. Even Bin has started to shove in Hoya. He's got a level lead on the top side at this point with the Gnar. No stolen ultimate, no problem. We do get a nice trade there, but overall, it's just a disaster for NIP as taking on.
Be a kill. Nice.
Yeah. It's something. They are going to be able to pick that up.
It is more than something. There's a good news story developing here for NIP. Is we don't have to hold that for the bad news story that's developing. Gank into the bot side actually could turn into a little bit more for NIP, and it will. 1 for 1 as Care goes down. But NIP continue to feed their win condition.
Lose Care, and if you're really going to lose Hoya on the top side as we get in this picture-in-picture, things become more difficult. Go1 is in the area, but it's just not going to happen, man.
I want to remind you, us, this is a conversation piece. We're going to have to watch Guwan be forced out of the river first and actually walk back because he wants to die. He's still alive, and now that has been rectified. Viper ends up picking up the kill. A situation where Guan had absolutely no right walking up, and Shun actually did with the wild growth. Gets a little bit of shielding as well. Survives for a very long time, enough to let Viper channel the bullet time, but maybe they've overstepped. Maybe Awesome is popping the heck off with a triple kill and chasing down Knight, even forcing a flash out of LeBlanc.
On the scoreboard there after that one, but again, for NIP, they've got the tools. Does Hoya have the tools to get out of here?
I think. I hope. He does not. I guess not. BLG and Bin specifically make a solo kill happen, much like Hoya did to them earlier. Knight's gonna walk keeps another kill from going over to Yunara. In addition, BLG end up getting the bot lane tier 1, which will almost round them out. The mid lane, the last one standing. And surely, in terms of keeping yourself alive, there are worse things. No objective up at the moment, although we do have to think about 2 minutes from now. The Hextech Dragon will be up. Guan, unfortunately, likely not going to survive to that point as he gets chained up and taken down. Supreme display of talent erupts to celebrate his falling as Flash Forward from Awesome might kill Viper, but he gets polymorphed and taken down. The assassination comes out of Night, and this time it's going to be BLG who managed to take the fight. Flash away over the wall is answered by Care, but Shun is still all over him. Stun comes out once again, slowed underneath the tower. Shun might just commit for this. Dash.
Shun is going deep.
Not up in time. But this was a big blow that was just dealt to NIP, taking Awesome off of Summoner's Rift, even for the second they were able to, and importantly getting gold onto their own carries once again. It's just a really good news story. We'll note Bin is about to go Mega, but Hoya answers that back with a nicely timed steal on his ultimate. Awesome does get aggressive, however, and Viper, unfortunately, steps 1 foot too far up and falls to Awesome. Not something that we can be allowing in a game where Awesome must die.
Viper forgetting he's not Ezreal in this game and stepping up way too far on the low mobility Misfortune. That should be Dragon completely secured here for NIP. That means the stacking is delayed, and that is a nice pickup. It's not going to be the end of the world for BLG, but it's certainly a win for NIP, something they've been struggling.
Whatever that was interesting. Whatever the amount of damage that just happened to Awesome was, I'm sure that interests him a lot. Hoya, unfortunately, captivated by Bin right now, will be slowed up on the way out, and once again, steal the Gnar ultimate, this time for a disengage if he is lucky, and unfortunately, he is not. He gets taken out pretty darn quickly.
So many ways to start fights with the Gnar, with the Wukong, with the Lulu ultimate. So many different ways to be able to play more aggressive if they do want to group up and look for these picks. So we see what happened with Hoya. A lot of wandering for this Sylas. If Awesome ends up dying there, things could get really bad for NIP. Same thing for the Hoya teleport. If those chains land on a Knight, he probably kills him, even with the lack of gold that he has. Cosmic Drive and Rocket Belt is that strong on that champion. Scary, even though he's down 3,000 gold. It's crazy to say that, you know, one chain could really actually make a bit of a difference in these exchanges. My question, though, is where is Knight? Where is he going to put that pressure? What's he going to do? Here's the answer. My bad.
We found it.
We found it.
The vision control is where it begins, brother. BLG, they now having taken one pick, are going to be able to threaten Baron. Finding another would secure Baron for them, and unfortunately NIP just don't have a whole lot of options to walk up into something that they know is a 4v5. Instead, it's Shun who has plenty of space to walk up, force a supreme display of talent that hits nothing, and solo kill Guwan. With a jungler down, NIP must answer or lose Baron, and it looks like they're losing Baron.
Yeah, I don't know how you answer here. 35 seconds on a Kiana that's already desperately far behind in terms of resources and gold. Shun, yes, he's a little bit lower in health. He's got a Guardian Angel completed, so even if you want to feel like you can take down this jungler, he's still going to be able to survive in some key moments. It will be a trade of tier 1 mid lane, but if that's your trade, that is a desperation play, as this Baron is off the map and in the hands of BLG.
I can tell you that 100 out of 100 times I would trade tier 1 mid lane for Baron. Exactly as you say, it is a sign of desperate times for NIP, but they make the trade, and unfortunately they trade a little bit more than they wanted to. Care loses the game for a little bit. He loses the game, like his own sense of the game, not loses the game for the team. And that costs him. This also going to cost Awesome, as everybody's game sense just seems to have been completely thrown off by this Baron play. We know that BLG are in the bush. We know that they're walking into your jungle. And NIP lose the Baron, but they also lose all sense of where BLG are on the map.
I'm just watching the bricks on the building slowly fall and crumble everywhere on the ground. It's play after play. It's dynamic pick after dynamic pick. It's BLG excellence everywhere across the map. And with these death timers, BLG could push for a lot and potentially even game here.
what picks, if any, they can find. The inhibitor sure to fall, no question about that. And the rest, really up to Shun, as he'd be their pick machine for now, being no rage. Shun is setting up the mid lane wave to hopefully grab a tier 2 tower, something that seems unlikely with 3 members of NIP in the area, but a respectable possibility nonetheless, especially as BLG take to the map once again.
Yeah, they are on the map, and they are feeling like they can basically get away with whatever they want here. It's a 6k gold lead, not the largest they've had in this series, but an 11-kill LeBlanc will certainly make it feel a little bit scarier. 10 stacks of the Medjai's completed. Knight is a scary, scary man right now on the Rift. 4,000 gold lead for this Gnar on the top side, who has been terrific. Bin has been phenomenal throughout this entire series, and with the Siege coming down, with the rest of this Baron buff, we see what NIP can do to dissuade this. Flank on the way for Shun.
And in comes the 2-man engage, does manage to catch a single member completely isolated. It is Care that goes down, a double kill goes the way of Viper, but Hoya wants to answer back, does get out over the wall as he retreats, and ultimately finds the kill on Viper, but it does little for the mostly dead NIP squad. Everyone but Zhuo has been taken out, and Knight, not a care in the world, has plenty of time to spend harassing the support. Does go down. It's 1,000 gold shutdown to Zhuo. Doesn't change much, but it does look pretty cool.
Knight said he wanted to face Zhuo in the playoffs. BLG chose NIP, and doing so will get them into round number 2.